And then we must remember that Jesus said that we must study the signs of the times. And the signs of the times tell us where we are in the stream of time. And when we do that study and we do the collation, then we have to come to the conclusion that we are at the end. Now remember, we had these verses on the screen in our last study, and we spoke about Revelation chapter 17. We don't have to go into it in any detail because we did it last time in part 1. But the 10 horns, as we discussed, will receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. So they will rule together. So this is a universal conglomerate where the beast power, which has been defined as the Roman system, will be in cahoots, working in tangent with the kings of the world. And their object is eventually to make war with the Lamb. And in case anybody misses the point here, the Bible again reiterates in verse 18, and the woman which thou sawest, and a woman is always a church in a prophetic context, is that great city. And last time we said there's only one church that identifies itself as a city, and that's Rome, which reigneth over the kings of the earth. If you deny this simple statement in the Bible, you'll miss the plot.
That's the thing. Then you're all over the place looking for how to fit this in the prophetic picture.
Can it be clearer? It is crystal clear, and yet people deny it. They're looking for a future individual. When the Antichrist system is a woman, it is a church that has also a political aspect, therefore it is also a beast.
Yes. And its mission is to denigrate God's law.
And it has to make war with the Lamb. And if those come together, you have to ask yourself, is there a woman? Is there a church? So that is a city. And the answer is yes. Does it war against God? Well, yes. If it wars against the Word, it wars against the Lamb. And if it wars against the Lamb, it wars against God's people. Did this church persecute and destroy millions of lives in the Reformation and before and after? And the answer is historically, yes. How blind must you be if you persist in ignoring it? We also had this slide in the first one, why the economy of Francesco can develop in new economics and create a better world. And this was from the National Catholic Reporter. And basically, they're talking about the social teaching of the Roman Catholic Church, and that the other confessions, including the Grand Imam Sheikh Ahmed El-Tayeb of Al-Azhar University and Pope Francis, have combined their forces to substantiate the idea that there is unity amongst them with regard to this issue. That is where we ended our discussion, basically, in our part 1, which dealt largely with the economic changes, but now we're going to talk about the add-ons.
Yes. Where is this heading? Because it all is, they have a master plan. And if you don't know where this is heading, then you can again go on sidetracks.
Now, let's just reiterate. How do we know what the master plan is? Because we have a blueprint.
That's it.
And where's the blueprint?
In the Word of God.
It's in this book. The great city that rules over the kings of the world. This is the insider, and this was from December 8, 2020. So this has been in the pipeline for a while. And it said there, Pope Francis joins with CEOs of Fortune 500 companies to form a new council focused on creating a more equitable economy. Now, we dealt with this in a previous WhatsApp, Prof, and we discussed this issue in quite some detail. Just to reiterate a point here, is the Roman Catholic Church directly involved in the economy?
Yes. So already it's a church involved in politics.
All right. Question number 2. is this just a passing interest, or do they play a leading role?
Leading role, because all these people go to visit the Pope.
Oh, the Pope doesn't go and visit them to see what they are doing and out of interest. No, they come to him, and the plans are forged in that milieu. Okay.
And if you just look at it like this was in December 2020. And what happened now in the previous WhatsApp Prof that we showed?
Yes.
Now the economy is doing exactly what he's been proposing the whole time.
All right. So if she is a woman, then she's a church. And a church is supposed to represent religious interests. Now, if you're going to integrate them, then the religious and the political interests become one. Is that right?
Yes.
What was it like in the Middle Ages? The political and the religious interests were one. What happened in the past if a king refused to follow the religious dictates of this power?
That power could get rid of the king.
So he was deposed.
Yes.
Yes, he was excommunicated.
So once again, he was free to rule under the dictates of Salmaneser, which is this church bell.
Exactly. So this has been the situation throughout history. It's been hidden lately, ever since that power moved up out of the bottomless pit. It has been working in darkness, but now it's coming to the fore. So let's just make sure about that.